This is the Commodities, Scrap Metal Recycling and Economic Report brought to you by Bentley Roll-Off Trailers, Gondola Trailers, Roll-Off Truck Parts, February 20th, 2023. U.S. weekly raw steel production rose slightly to 1.664 million tons, still behind last year on slow U.S. growth. WTI crude oil price fell to $76.34 a barrel on concerns over a slow growth in demand, and there was more U.S. oil releases from the Strategic Reserve. The U.S. weekly oil rig count fell to 607. U.S. oil companies and OPEC are keeping production low to maximize profits. U.S. weekly crude oil production was steady at 12.3 million barrels per day, up only 0.3 million barrels per day, which is 2.5% in the last 8 months. Russian oil remains totally free-flowing due to major exports to China and India. Scrap steel number one HMS price settled at $355 gross ton on good U.S. and export demand. Hot rolled coil steel price rose to $41.75 per hundredweight, which is $8.35 a ton. This was on okay demand, higher scrap prices, and tight supply. Copper price rose to $4.13 a pound on slow U.S. economic growth. Aluminum price fell to $1.08 a pound, which is $23.87 a metric ton on record Chinese production and increased European production. U.S. January retail sales jumped 3% versus December. The department stores and restaurants grew the fastest. The Federal Reserve hates strong numbers like this. U.S. January Producer Price Index, the prices producers sell to retailers and distributors. They were down to a 6% increase versus last year, the lowest since March 2021. Inflation is still too high, but it is coming down. U.S. January housing starts fell 4.5% from December to 1.309 million annualized. This is the lowest since June 2020 and below the rate of the 1960s about 60 years ago. U.S. January industrial production increased 0.8% versus last January, the smallest increase since March 2021. Manufacturing was up 0.3% as utilities sank 8.9% and mining increased 8.6%. U.S. NFIB Small Business Optimism Index rose to 90.3, but it's still pretty low. The percent of owners that expect business conditions to get better rose. Inflation issues were less, but filling jobs was actually harder. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 42 points to 33,827 on concerns over higher for longer interest rates. Roll-off trailers for sale that are optimized for weight and maneuverability. The Bentley Super Mini Long is only 33 feet long and is 77,500 GVW in a triaxle version, and it'll carry almost 23 tons. Call 734-722-8100 for a quote. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.